I'm going to walk you through my approach to building an MVP. So I've built 4 software companies. 3 of them have been sold, and I've used this approach with 3 of them because I learned the hard way on the first one. So first step is having an idea. You probably already have one. I'm not going to cover that in this video. There's lots of ways to generate an idea, but honestly, the first thing I do is look around you and see what problems you face. The second is you want to validate, and you want to validate 4 things. You want to validate the problem, and specifically the pain around the problem. You want to make sure that it's a hair on fire problem and not a nice to have problem. You want to validate who that's a problem for. And you want to get really specific as you can. So instead of software entrepreneurs, you would validate some pain for software entrepreneurs who've scaled their companies to $1 million and are having problems getting to $5 million, and they're based in France, and they are running SaaS companies, not marketplaces or any other type of software company. So get real specific around your ideal customer profile, your ICP. The third is when people say they have an idea, they usually mean a solution. So it's rare that people think in terms of pain and problem. It's very common that people jump to the solution. So you want to validate that one, the pain that your ICP has is a hair on fire problem. And then 2, that you're able to provide a solution to remove that pain in exchange for money. And the last thing you want to validate is distribution. So how are you going to reach your ICP? So, the way you would reach teachers to sell them an iPhone app versus heads of HR at Fortune 50 companies is very different. One is going to have to be much cheaper and more scalable to reach teachers to sell them an iPhone app for $5 versus you're able to invest a lot more in reaching the heads of HR for Fortune 50 companies because you're going to charge them a lot more money. And so it's maybe not obvious idea, but the amount you can spend to reach a customer is a function of how much money that you charge them. If you charge a lot, you can spend a lot on an expensive sales force. If you charge $5 because you're selling an iPhone app to build a business, you're going to need thousands and thousands of customers, and you're not going to be able to spend that much to reach each one. So the reason why you don't start with building software, don't start with code, is because it's much cheaper to validate when no code has been written. I write code for a living, and I want to write as little code as possible. Mostly because code is expensive to write, it's expensive to change, and it's expensive to maintain. So the approach that I take really is you've got your idea, figure out or validate rather whether it's a hair on fire problem for a specific set of customers or potential customers. Validate whether you have the right solution to that problem, to solve that problem, and validate some theories on how you're going to reach those people to sell them the product once your MVP has been built. And once you've validated those to an extent you're comfortable with, and we'll cover that in a future video, only then, in my opinion, is it the right time to start writing code.